Hi guys, welcome back for episode number 62. I actually did shoot an episode last weekend, but then my phone just totally crapped out on me. I shoot with my phone, and so I might stop the video at certain intervals just to check and make sure that the recording is okay, because last week's episode, it started out okay, and then after like 3 or 4 minutes it just became so warped. Like it was like in super slow motion, like it was insane. And then at the end of the video it became okay again. So I don't understand what happened, so I might just stop here and there to check on the stuff that I've already recorded. But yeah, I hope that that was a one-time occurrence. So there is a lot to show. In fact, I have received or bought, whatever, so many games in the last couple of weeks that I'm not sure I'll even go through all of them in this video. I might save some for next week because there would be like a total of like 11 games to show you that have either arrived, like review copies, or that I bought myself. So that's just a lot. So anyway, let me talk about the games that I played. So I guess the first one I'll talk about is Bamboo. So Bamboo is a game I received recently from Devere Games. So let me just read the information. So Bamboo is a 2023 game. I believe it just like came out a few days ago, which is when I received it. It's for 2 to 4 players. It's designed by Germain P. Milan, who is the same designer as Bitoku and Sabika, which I still have not gotten a chance to play, even though I own it. The art is done by Jonathan Cantero, and it's published by Devere. It's for 2 to 4 players, and this is a action drafting tile placement game that's like about farming. It's really good. I really enjoyed this game a lot. I will say that it's really hard to fit everything into the box, and it didn't even come with enough bags for all the components, but I rebag everything anyway. But it's really hard to fit everything into the box. I guess that's one complaint. I even took out all the other rule books of the different languages, and it still doesn't fit properly. So yeah. So let me just show you the board, and of course I will throw up pictures. So this is the main board. It's just a small little board, which I like. It's cute. You're going to have bamboo pieces here in the forest. Oh gosh, can I make it work? You're going to have bamboo pieces here in the forest. Up here are going to be some balance tiles, and I'll explain what those are. You're going to have some house tiles here because you're trying to create like a house. You're going to have spirits here, which you're trying to get. And you're going to be placing incense sticks underneath the spirits, and I'll talk about how all of that works in a minute. The game is played over 4 rounds, and in each round there are 4 seasons. So you start with spring, but let me just show you a player board. So interesting fact, pandas are not native to Japan, but research has shown that the Japanese people really love pandas. In fact, they may love pandas more than Chinese people from what I read online. So yeah, so only one of the boards has a panda family. The rest has like different Japanese families that you could play as. And this is like the basic side, and this is the more advanced side. So yeah, so I played with the basic side, and I of course used the panda family, though it does kind of bother me that they're not native to Japan. I wish they were, but Japan is an island. So anyway, so you are going to start the game with 1 balance tile in place, and you're going to have 4 pieces of bamboo, I think. No, 3 pieces. Was it 3 or 4 to start with? I can't remember. Maybe 4 pieces of bamboo to start with. I really don't remember. No, you have, I think, the 4 original, this 4 starting pieces, 1 of each color, then 2 additional pieces of whichever color you end up drafting. That's right. And you start with 1 balance tile. And you start with a certain number of incense sticks. You will be able to get more incense sticks as the game progresses. In each round, you'll get a new incense stick. So basically, this is a game in which you are trying to, so there is a tile placement element involved in which you're trying to balance your house. You're going to be getting these house tiles to put down into your house. And I'll just show you an example. Where are they? So like, for example, here are some tiles you might end up placing. So you'll see that the tiles have different symbols on them, and then their point value, not their point as in points that you get for placing them, but points that you like need to balance. Like they each have like a numerical value, and you're going to need to end up balancing them in your house. So by the end of the game, whatever the total value is for the left side of the board will need to equal the total value of tiles on the right side of the board. If it doesn't, for each point of difference, you will lose 2 happiness points, and whoever has the most happiness points at the end of the game would win. So you don't want to lose points based on having an unbalanced house. So on your turn, you're basically, what you're going to do is you have a marker. So here is an example of some player pieces. That's going to be your happiness point counter. That's going to be your action marker, and then your incense sticks. So you're going to move your action marker to one of these 4 house spots, and then you are going to take a certain number of incense sticks that is equal to the number of bamboo that is in that location where you placed your action marker, and you are going to place those incense sticks again on here, where there are going to be different spirit tiles. So you're going to place your incense sticks underneath the different spirit tiles, because whoever has the most incense sticks underneath a spirit tile will get to take that spirit tile at the end of the round. Spirit tiles give you different kinds of bonus actions that you can use, but in order to reuse them, you'll need to like flip them over again, rotate them again by paying a certain cost. So I can just show you an example of a spirit tile. And each spirit tile will be worth 2 points at the end of the game. So here is an example of a spirit tile. So if you use it, you would rotate it, but in order to use it again, you would need to pay 1 coin in order to use this one again. And for each different type of spirit tile, sorry, not just each tile, if you have multiples of the same, it won't count. But for each different type of spirit tile, you will get 2 points at the end of the game. So whoever has the most incense sticks underneath a certain spirit tile will get that spirit tile. If there is a tie, then it's the person who placed most recently, so who is at the top of the stack of incense sticks. So essentially what you're going to be doing in the summer round, spring round is like the very first round where you get to draft like a gift. So there's like just 4 gifts, and you flip over gifts equal to the number of players, and then each person picks a gift that they want. In the beginning of the round, it could be money, it could be food. You need food because you have to feed your family. So for each house tile you have in your house, you're going to need to spend 1 food, and if you don't, you lose happiness points. So after the spring phase is the summer phase, when you keep on going until you run out of incense sticks and you can't take any more actions. So again, you're going to place your marker on one of these locations, and then let's suppose you had 2 bamboo sticks and I went to the purple location. I would then place 2 incense sticks underneath the purple location here in order to try to get that spirit token. And then on my next turn, I might because then it would be another player's turn, and then it would come back to me. Let's suppose I then had 3 incense sticks in the blue section and I went to the blue, then I could place if I had 3 bamboo pieces in the blue section, and if I had enough incense sticks, I could place those incense sticks then in the blue section. However, you can place your incense sticks in other colors by spending a coin for each incense stick. And then you will end up getting that spirit tile. There's different actions in this game. So the different actions in this game as well, because the bamboo part is really interesting. So after you have, I know I just kind of am all over the place, but the bamboo part is really interesting because after you place your incense sticks, you take your bamboo from the section in which you had just had your action marker, and you're going to slide the bamboo on the top of like the different bamboo stalks, I guess they're called. I don't know what they're called in this section. So, and then you'll take the ones that so you'll push down the bamboo shoots, and then whichever ones come out at the bottom are the ones you'll take and then place on your own player board in the appropriate color sections. And whatever action was on the bamboo sticks that you used, you will take those actions. So for example, this action would allow you to do a balance action. For a balance action, you can either get a new balance tile, or you can get a point. Sorry, actually, let me redo that. You can either get a point or you can do the balance action. The balance action means you can get one of the balance tiles here, which helps you to score more points. And so you can either get 2 balance tiles, you can get 1 balance tile and score a balance tile on your player board, or you could score 2 balance tiles on your player board. So the balance action allows you to do 2 things or get 1 point. Balance tiles score by you having different house tiles of different symbols in like different configurations on your player board. So in addition to trying to balance it, you also want to meet like different objectives on these balance tiles. So for like example, this one here, you would need 2 of those symbols like next to each other. And I think that means that you also need symbols on either sides of those. I can't remember exactly what that means. But here, this one, you definitely like need this symbol and that symbol next to each other in order to score 3 points. And then when you score them, you can take them off your board and make room for more balanced tiles. So again, you're trying to balance, you know, you're trying to create these configurations of different symbols, but also keep your house balance between the left and the right side. And the middle side, the middle part is just like the neutral part that can, you know, count towards any configuration really. But balanced tiles also do correspond to different sections as well. So they do correspond to left and right as well. So yeah, so the different bamboo pieces have different actions on them. So like that was like, you know, there was a balance action. This action would allow you to get a house tile. That looks like a pot. This one here would allow you to get some food. So there's going to be food tiles on the board. And again, you need to have 1 food for each house tile. And this one would allow you to get 2 money, because money is very useful in this game as well. Because in order to get house tiles, you also have to pay money. So in order to get a house tile, you have to pay the cost. And they do slide down, so the house tiles that start at the top will become cheaper as, you know, the game progresses. So here's the house tiles, you'll see the cost, and then in addition to paying the cost, you'll also get a point or 2 or 3 points. So if you buy the most expensive house tile, you'll get 3 points for having bought that as well. But you also have to spend 3 coins. So it's a really interesting game. I really enjoyed it a lot. I love the, you know, the how like you have to be careful about, you know, which bamboo sticks you have, which actions you're trying to take, but also be mindful of where you want to place your incense so that you can hopefully get the spirit tiles you want. I really enjoy this game a lot. I thought it was a really good game, and it's kind of cool that there's like no cards in this game whatsoever. So everything is just done with like these tokens and everything else. But I really enjoy this game a lot. I thought it was a really good game, and just like being mindful of the different actions on the bamboo sticks and the number of incense sticks you have, and just trying to get what you need and trying to predict what other players might do as well. So yeah, so in the summer phase, you're just going to go around and around until everyone passes. Then you're going to move on to the next phase of the game, which is, let me just make sure I have the seasons right. So yeah, summer, and then autumn is when you invoke your spirits. So you get the spirits and then recover your incense. In a 2-player game, you are going to have a ghost player, so there will be randomly put out brown incense sticks in the different spirit locations. So you need to beat those in order to get a spirit. And it's random for each different spirit. It's going to be random which one gets like 3 sticks, which one gets 2, whatever. And then in winters, when you can wake up your spirits if you've previously used them by paying coins, you have to feed your family. The starting player moves to the next person, and you update the tile markers and fill the empty food spaces. But yeah, it's a really good game. You know, some people asked whether it's similar to Bitoku. No, not really. I don't think it's like similar to Bitoku. Bitoku is like a game in which you have, I know it's the same designer, but Bitoku is like a game in which you have like a lot of different paths to victory. You don't have a lot of different paths to victory in this game. Like there's really just one path. Like you have to just score the most number of points based on, you know, like balancing your house, hopefully, like, you know, and getting those balance tiles. Like there's really not like so many different paths you can choose in this game. Yeah, so I did win in my play of this, which was, I guess, a little bit surprising since I don't win that often, but it was nice. So yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend this game. It's a nice quick play. I like it. It's like, you know, got strategy to it, but it's not like, it's pretty easy to learn. It's not like overwhelming or anything like that. So if you're looking for like a nice, quick, like medium weight game, Euro, highly recommend Bamboo. And it's, you know, got really nice components and everything too. So that was Bamboo. So now I will quickly talk about Huang, because maybe they'll have late pledges open. I was supposed to talk about it in the last video while the campaign was still live, but the campaign has since ended. And so I'll just talk about it very briefly. So actually let me just read the information first. So Huang is a re-implementation of Yellow and Yangtze, and I don't know when that came out. So it's by Rainer Knizia. It's for 2 to 4 players. This edition will be for 5 players. It comes with an expansion. I don't know if everyone gets the expansion or if you have to add it on or something like that. And the art is done by Bartek Jadrzewski, and it's published by Phalanx Games. So this is like I did a 2-minute overview video of the game that explains the game, so I'm not going to go over that right now, but I will just talk about some of the comments I saw. So some people were concerned about the miniatures, like whether they would be distinguishable. I had no issues with distinguishing between the different miniatures. Sorry, that's Toffee. If you hear him making some noise, maybe he'll make an appearance. If you want to maybe make distinguishing miniatures a little bit easy for yourself, you could probably put a different sticker on the base of each miniature if that helps, because each player is going to have a miniature with the base of each color. So like yellow, blue, green, whatever the different colors were, white. So it's the miniature that's different, because there's like goat, tiger, rat, and rabbit, and then the 5th player expansion I think is dragon. So if you want, you can just probably put a sticker on each base. That might help. I really like the miniatures and stuff, and I'm usually not someone who's really into miniatures, but I thought I liked them, and I thought it was a really good game. I really liked how the actions are just so simple, but there's really a lot of deep strategy to this game. But again, I already did a 2-minute overview video of it, so I'll just throw up a link to that, and you can click on that if you want to learn how it plays. I think those were like the main concerns I saw. But yeah, I liked it. It was a really, really good game, and it's got nice components, and I'm pretty sure the production copy will probably be much nicer. So yeah, so I'll just put that down. Another game I played recently, which is coming out on Kickstarter later this month, is Passengers by Just Das. And Just Das also did the artwork. And it's published by Fable something games, I think. Let me just check. So yeah, Passengers is for 4 to 8 players, designed and illustrated by Just Das and published by Fablesmith Games. So this is a bluffing deduction kind of negotiation game, and there's also voting involved. The components in this are really nice. Hello, Toffee. So let me just show you the different boards. I will be doing an overview video for this. So the game takes place over 3 rounds. So like different parts of the day, it looks like to me. So like here's like the first part of the day, and these are the first 2 boards you'll be using. And then there's like the second part of the day, and these are the 2 boats you'll be using. And only 1 boat is going to pass on to the afterlife. So you're just trying to ferry spirits, like souls or demons, depending on which faction you're in, into the afterlife. So these are the boats, and you're going to be placing different like spirits, souls, not spirits, sorry, and or demons onto the various boats. And here we have Toffee. So he's got a very floofy tail. So at the beginning of the game, depending on player count, each person is going to, you're going to have a certain number of cards, certain number of demon cards, and certain number of soul guide cards. So demons have a star at the bottom, and souls have a circle at the bottom. That's how you can distinguish them. And there's 3 of each, 3 colors of each kind. So there's blue, green, and red of each type. There is a special card when you have a certain player count that you might use, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. And so basically what happens, you will be dealt 1 card at the beginning, which determines your faction, and you need to remember your faction because you are also going to be using that card in play. And then after that, you will be dealt 2 more cards, 1 from the demon deck and 1 from the soul deck. And then this game is played over 3 rounds. So on your turn, you are basically going to place a card from your hand. And again, you'll only have 3 cards in your hand. So you're going to place 1 card onto one of the boats in one of the slots. And then if you, depending on where you placed it, you'll pick up that number of voice tokens. So like if you placed it here, you'll get 3 voice tokens and you will get the gift that corresponds to this icon. After everyone has placed their passengers, and you'll be placing them face down, of course, then you go on to the part of the game where you activate your gifts that you received. Toffee. So each, oh dear, he's opening up that closet. So you can see I've started to put board games there, but I did not finish. But let's see if Toffee can open that. So there's different kinds of gifts that give you different abilities, and you're going to, so you had taken a gift card depending on where you placed your passenger, and then you are going to resolve those gifts starting with the lowest number going to the highest number. So the gifts may allow you to change the position of passengers. It may allow you to view a passenger that someone has in their hand. It may allow you to peek at a passenger and play. It may allow you to place a mask on a passenger to change their color. And here are the masks tokens. Sorry, there's 3 different mask tokens. So you can change the color of a passenger in play. So the gifts allow you to do different things. Then after that, you're going to vote to see which boat passes into the afterlife. So voting works a bit differently. So here are the voting tokens. And one person is going to be the master player, and they'll have the master coin. So the master coin is metal, but it also has a wolf on one side and a crow on the other. But everyone else's will be these wooden ones. So you are going to secretly vote and then reveal your votes at the same time. Now, it's not the number of votes that determines which boat moves to the afterlife, but the number of voices that each boat contains. So remember, when you put down a card, you collected a certain number of voice tokens. Now, like, you'll add up all the voice tokens for the players who voted for the crow boat, and then all the voice tokens for the players who voted for the wolf boat, and whichever boat has the most number of voice tokens is the one that will advance into the afterlife. So, and then the other boat will get discarded along with all the souls on it, or demons, and you're not going to look at those to see what they were. Then you go to the next round and you do the same thing, and then in the third round you do the same thing. And again, remember, you only have 3 cards, so all 3 of your cards get used up in this game, which is why it's important for you to remember which faction you were a part of. So then scoring. So scoring is each soul. So if you're a soul guide, it's whoever has the most points that will win. So if you're a soul, you want your soul team to have the most points. If you're a demon, you want the demons to have the most points. The soul team will score in this way. Each soul is worth 1 point, and then if you have souls of the same color in the same boat, you could get bonus points. Demons score 1 point for each demon on a boat, and then they score for souls adjacent to them, either vertically or horizontally, that are of the same color as them. Not demons of the same colors, but souls of the same colors. And that's where the ability to change the color of different passengers would come into play. If you suspected a passenger was of one color and you were a demon and you wanted to make sure that that passenger adjacent to you was of a certain color, you might want the ability that allows you to change their color, the gift ability. So, and also when you're looking at adjacency, if there is a gap, you just go over the gap and it could still count as adjacent. So for example, so you're going to have this at the bottom and then the orange boat next on top of it. And then I don't know if I can manage to show you, let me see. And then this boat on top of that. So, and let's suppose you had a demon in the far left space on this boat, but there was nothing here, but there was a soul in the far left space of this boat. They would still count as adjacent even though there was a gap here in that case. So I played a 5-player game of this just once. I think this is one of those games where you're going to need to play several times before you kind of like get the hang of it and get how to really start bluffing and negotiating with other players. But even in the 1 play I had of it, I do think that, it was a good play and I could kind of, see where those aspects of the game could really come in. yeah, you know, as long as it's not hard to learn at all. So as long as, you know, people are paying attention and learn the rules, it can be a really fun bluffing and deduction game. And of course, the components in this are just amazing. The artwork is fantastic. Absolutely love the artwork. Here were the voice cubes in my pre-production copy, but I wonder in the production copy if they'll actually be the shape of the voices on the board here. But yeah, absolutely love the artwork and the production quality of this game. I think it's a fun game. I do think that the voice part could be a little bit clunky at times, like the voting. But on the other hand, it also kind of makes sense because the more voices you get, depending on where you placed your passenger, the gift that you received corresponding to that location might not be as powerful. So, you know, you're kind of trading up a powerful gift for more voting power, basically. So, but it still feels a little bit clunky, but maybe I'm just not used to it. But yeah, absolutely love the production quality and the artwork and the concept of this game. So I think it's, you know, if you're looking for a quick, fun deduction game, like bluffing game, highly recommend this. So yeah, it will be coming out on Kickstarter later this month. Alrighty, let's see what else we can talk about. Another game I played recently is called Thrive. So Thrive is a 2-player game that came out in 2020, designed by Martin Greider, and the art is done by Shirley Gong, and it's published by Adam's Apple Games. This feels like chess in a way. It's an abstract grid movement game, so you're going to, I'll throw out pictures, but basically you're going to have a grid and you are going to have your lotuses on one side to start with, and the other player will have their lotuses on the other side, and you are just trying to get rid of their lotus blocks. So each player has 6 lotuses. So here are the different colors. It smells funny. So yeah, and you are going to have an orange peg in the center of each lotus and 1 peg ahead of it to start. And then on your turn, you are going to move one of your lotuses, and you can only move a lotus relative to its the orange peg based on which other pegs are available. So like, for example, so a lotus like this would be only able to move forward 1 space because you're going to be looking at it like in this direction. You'll never rotate these. However, if I placed a lotus, a peg here, I could then move into that location respective to where this lotus was on the grid. You can never move off of the grid, of course. But if you land on a space where the opponent's lotus is, then you eliminate their lotus. And the game ends once your opponent has only 1 lotus remaining and you have 2, then you win. Or if both of you have 2 remaining, then at any point, I think, then you determine there was like some way to determine who wins then. Oh yeah, in a game where both players have exactly 2 pieces remaining, if a player cannot place both of their pegs, they win the game. So after you move, you're going to pick up 2 brown pegs and place them in any of your lotuses, just to add more movement to the different lotuses. So yeah, it's very much like chess. You're just basically trying to anticipate where your opponent might want to move. And you know, it's just very chess-like. It's just a very abstract movement strategy game. I did win because I play chess a lot. Not a lot, I used to, I guess. But yeah, so I enjoyed it, just trying to anticipate where my opponent would move. I do wonder if this is one of those games where like the starting player has an advantage though. So I wonder if they, you know, play tested enough times to see about that. But yeah, it's a nice little abstract strategy game. I don't know, it did last a bit longer than I thought it would have lasted. It says 25 minutes here. It definitely was longer than 25 minutes. But yeah, if you like abstract strategy like games, you might enjoy it. And if you like games like chess. Some other games I played recently that I won't go into too much detail. I played Caverna for the first time, but I played it on Board Game Arena. I did not like it. I don't like Agricola, and I did play Caverna Cave versus Cave with the actual physical copy a couple of times, which I did enjoy. I don't enjoy Agricola, which I've only played once, and Caverna felt like Cave versus Cave plus Agricola combined into one game. So I absolutely did not like it. I don't think I'll ever play it again, but yeah. You know, again, also it was my first time playing it, and it was on Board Game Arena, so I wonder if that had anything to do with it, whether trying to learn it on Board Game Arena, I don't know. I played Art Decko on Board Game Arena as well. Art Decko is a game that, let me just find the information for that. So Art Decko came out in 2019, designed by Tate Wu. It's published by Promenade and several different artists, and it's for 2 to 4 players. It's an art buying and selling game. I actually really enjoy this. So I play this on Board Game Arena. If you enjoy games where you kind of get to manipulate the market depending on which items you buy, you might enjoy this. And you have to try to exhibit different pieces of artwork. I actually really like this game a lot. I thought it was really good. It kind of reminded me of modern art in some ways, but in some ways it was quite different because yes, the pieces of art, the value of art does fluctuate, but you know, it doesn't have that whole auction bidding mechanic that modern art has. So I actually enjoyed this more than modern art, I think. So yeah, definitely check this out if you like modern art and are looking for something a bit like that. I really, really enjoyed Art Decko. Another game I played recently was Battlestar Galactica. This was my second play of it, and I played a 3-player game of it, and I do not ever want to play it again. I feel like for a social deduction game, it is just insanely long. So yeah, just super duper long. It took us hours to play. I was not a Cylon. So both of my identity cards, you know, I was human, whatever, but I just seriously just wanted the Cylons or to win because I was just so over it at a certain point. I just feel like for a game that has this much luck in it, depending on like which kinds of cards you draw and stuff like that, and for a deduction game, it's way longer than I want it to be. And so for that reason, I don't think I'll ever play it again. I wonder if the people who really enjoy this game are the ones who've seen the TV show, and maybe that enhances their enjoyment of this game because it is rated 7.7 on Board Game Geek, but that is definitely not what I would rate it. I would probably rate it like a 6. So yeah, I did not enjoy it, and I don't want to play it ever again. It was just too long, and you know, if I want a deduction game, I'll definitely go for something else that's a bit shorter. So yeah, did not enjoy that. Another game I played recently is Botanik, which I've discussed several times, and I believe it was on my top 10 list of 2021, I think. It's a 2-player game designed by, let me just pull it up. Designed by Frank Critin, Gregoire Largy, and Sebastien Pochon. And it's published by Space Cowboys, the same publisher that published Jaipur. Really love Botanik. I've discussed it several times, so I won't go into detail. But if you're looking for a tile placement game that is really cool, definitely check out Botanik. And this last game that I played, I really liked my structure in this game because it had a hole in the center. But the hole is something that I managed to create throughout the game because like I had placed, so when you place tiles, you can place them adjacent to each other, but at the end of the game, any tiles not connected to the original home tile have to be removed. So I placed a tile adjacent to my home tile, or something like that, that wasn't connected. Yeah, that was not connected to the home tile to begin with, but I created the connection throughout the game, and I was so proud of myself for having managed to create that connection, and then created like this hole in the center, which I thought was really cool. I think it's like the coolest structure I've ever made in this game, but I still lost. But I really, really love this game. So definitely check out Botanik if you're looking for a really good 2-player tile placement game with really interesting mechanics as well. So those were the games I played. At this point, I'm just going to stop the video and see how my phone is doing, and then I shall be back. Okay, we're back, and it looks like we're doing okay this time around, so that's good. So let's go on to games that I am backing. So the first game that I am backing is called Tether. So I feel like I've talked about it before, but it's probably because I talked about it in the video that did not work. So Tether has 9 days to go. I know I said I went back like a lot more games and try to save my money, but the reason I'm backing it is because they said that the deluxe edition might not come out in the future in retail. So and the deluxe edition comes with these counters. I guess it's not the most important thing, but whatever. It looks like a really cool game. It's got these cool astronauts. Like the artwork is just so freaking cool, and you're like trying to connect astronauts and then score them, and the cards like have numbers that can be read differently from the player from that side and the player on this side. So it is a 2-player game, but yeah, it just looks really good. It's gotten really good reviews, so I am backing that. I think it's a 2-player game, right? Yeah, for 2 players or 2 teams. Yeah. Another game I'm backing, so again that has 9 days to go. I am backing Roll and Meow, which is the cat burglars. Oh, actually that's already finished, but there is a late pledge available. So again, this is just a print and play, so it's not super expensive. I think my pledge was like €8 or something like that. I just really like the theme of it, and it's a print and play, so you know, it wasn't that bad. I guess, did Reviving Kathmandu finish as well? Oh no, so I'm backing Reviving Kathmandu. Maybe I've already talked about it before, but it's got 13 days to go. I'm backing it because it's a bidding game and collecting, set collection kind of game and building. I do really like their series. I, had the opportunity to cover Chilla Mafia for their Kickstarter when they had that a couple of years ago, and that became one of my favorite like filler set collection games. Really a lot of fun. So even though I haven't had a chance to play this, I think it's a game I might enjoy. It looks like it could be a good filler, like bidding, collecting kind of game with amazing components and artwork. So yeah, so Reviving Kathmandu has 13 days to go, and I'm backing it on Kickstarter so that I can just get the promos and stuff like that. Another game I'm backing, the last one, is River Wild and Ancient Realm. So these are 2 Button Shy games from Stephen Aramini. I do like his game Circle the Wagons and Sprawlopolis. So, I've become a huge Button Shy fan, so I decided to back these. I like the artwork for River Wild. It's just so freaking cool. Just really, really love it. These are both solo only games, and I really love the Button Shy games for giving me something that I can just pack in my purse so that I can play with a friend while we're waiting for dinner at a restaurant, or I can take it with me when I travel. Just really, really love the Button Shy games. Have become a huge fan of them. So I'd actually really like to try to design one as well. I keep on missing when they do their design contests. I really want to design my own Button Shy game. Well, not Button Shy, but like an 18 card game, because, I don't know if they would ever publish my game. If, who knows if it would be good, but like I really want to design my own 18 card game someday. So those are the games that I'm backing, and River Wild and Ancient Realm has 6 days to go. Now let's go on to the big section, because oh my god. So I have received a crap ton of games or bought in the last couple of weeks, so I'll probably do half of them in this video and then the other half in another video next weekend. So let's talk about, so Bamboo was one game that I received recently from Devere Games. So another game I received recently from Devere Games is Savernake Forest, which I really wanted. It's about the same box size as their game Castle Party, and it looks like it might be the same kind of weight as well. I just absolutely adore the artwork, the autumn artwork, just really, really love it. So it's got very minimal components in it. So let me just show you. So it's got one bag with different wooden tokens in it, like different like leaf tokens and things like that, raindrop tokens and stuff. And a rooster. I guess the rooster is a first player marker. It's just got like some different tokens in it, like some raindrops and just some different player tokens of different colors. So the player tokens in different colors are different colored leaves. So I'll show you those because those are nicer than the raindrops. Actually, the raindrops are nice too. But yeah, here are some examples of players. I think they're just scoring markers, really. And then the cards. And then that's, oh, and then a tiny board. So here's the board. Just a small board with the scoring on the back. And then the cards, which are super duper adorable. But it really reminds me a lot of Castle Party, because Castle Party also had just cards, square cards in it. Of course, I know it's not the same as Castle Party. I mean, they're not going to play the same. It's not, Castle Party was a flip and write game. and you're like, you know, drawing monsters onto your own board. So obviously this isn't going to be like that, but yeah. But super duper adorable game. Just, yeah, the rooster, so cool. Okay, so that arrived. I received 2 games from one of my favorite publishers, Alley Cat Games. So I'll show those next. So one of the games I received from Alley Cat Games is Starfighters. This is a real-time combat dice throwing game. So this is designed by Jordan Nichols and Michael Dunsmore, I think. And it's for 1 to 4 players. So yeah. So here are some player boards. And then this is like the main board, I believe. And then it comes with, oh, it also comes with, so it comes with a bunch of different components, like cardboard components. It comes with a bunch of different colored dice, some cubes, some cards. The cards don't look like they have anything really interesting on them, so I won't really bother showing them to you. Some different meeples in the different player colors. And then it also, this is like the deluxe edition, I think, so it comes with these dice thingies, whatever you call those. I cannot remember what they're called. And then it comes with these miniatures. Dice trays, that's the word I was looking for. So yeah, nice miniatures. And since this is the deluxe edition, it also comes with a purple one. I guess you can play as a purple player, but of course it doesn't fit into this, so you just have to carefully put it to the side. But yeah, the box is interesting because, let me just show you. The way that it's boxed, you can see the miniatures on the back of the box through this clear panel. So yeah, so this arrived and I'm looking forward to playing this. I wonder if it's anything like, what was that one real-time game I played recently from Czech Games? Galaxy Trucker. I wonder if it's anything like that. Because I really, really sucked at that. So yeah. So this arrived. So looking forward to playing that. Another game that arrived from Alley Cat Games, which also sticks with the space theme, is Catsronauts. I actually played this at UKGE last year. So you have like different planet cards that are thrown around, and these are like the different planet cards. So they're just going to be like thrown on the table, and then you're going to end up drawing one of these cards, and you are trying to hit your planets, like you're trying to place your Catsronauts on the different planets as quickly as possible, and you're trying to like rescue these little kittens. so yeah, so this arrived as well, and it comes with stickers, and you can decide which stickers you want to put on the different astronauts, like the different faces. So that's really cute, super duper cute. So yeah, so this arrived as well from Alley Cat Games. So yeah, if you like know Alley Cat Games, they publish a bunch of different small games in these like cute little tin boxes. They also did Kitten, so this is kind of like a sequel to Kitten, I guess. Another game that arrived recently, I haven't actually opened it, so I'm not going to, but it's Motor City from 25th Century Games. If you watch my content, you'll know I'm a huge fan of Fleet the Dice game, and then Three Sisters. So this game is made by the same 2 designers, Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle, and Adam Hill, I guess, too. So yeah, it's another roll and write, but with a car theme this time. So, you know, I don't want to write it off because it's a car themed game, because I remember the first time I played Kraftwagen, when I saw it, I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this, a game about assembling cars, but then I ended up loving it. So I'm not going to write this off because of the theme, but I do enjoy Fleet the Dice game. But, oh my God, but yeah, 25th Century Games, they recently made an announcement because they were announcing that this is in retail, but they also gave a little sneak peek to what their next roll and write will be, or flip and write. I don't know if it'll have dice or cards. And it's called French Quarter. So I think it's like New Orleans themed, and I absolutely love New Orleans. Orleans, which I know may come as a shock because I don't drink, and you might think, why would someone who doesn't drink like a city that's like kind of known for Mardi Gras and like its drinking culture? But there's a lot other culture there besides the drinking. Like there's jazz, the food scene is amazing, the art and architecture and history, like the ghost tours you can go on. So I've actually been to New Orleans 3 times, and the last time I went was in 2019, so it's been a few years, and I'm actually itching to go back. I actually really love New Orleans, and someday it'll all be underwater because of climate change and stuff like that. But yeah, I absolutely love that city so freaking much. Because when I'm there, I feel like it's one of the cities in America where you feel like there's actually real culture. I mean, no offense to the rest of America, but it's a very young country. So, you know, it's not often you can go somewhere in America and feel the culture like you can in different European cities. Like if you're in Belgium, you definitely feel the Belgian culture. If you're in France, you feel the French culture. You know, the art and architecture is different, the food, the languages, you know, but in America, it's all pretty much the same because we're a very young country. But when you go to New Orleans, it does have its own distinct style of art and architecture, the Creole architecture, and I'm forgetting what the other one is called, but yeah, just really love it. So you can go on walking tours and see the different houses. You can take ghost tours, learn about the vampire history. And as a fan of vampires and like fiction that has to do with vampires, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of like the Vampire Diaries, the first 3 seasons, and then the originals, the spin-off, you know, all the other vampire shows and stuff that I've seen. Like I absolutely love that stuff. I love the ghost tour. So I'm really, and the art and architecture, so I'm really excited for French Quarter. I don't, you know, we've only seen the cover of it, but you know, it'll, you know, if it's anything like Fleet the Dice game, but it has to do with New Orleans, I can probably guarantee that it'll become my next new favorite roll and write. So yeah, I know it's going to be a while before that even, you know, comes out on Kickstarter probably, and then even longer until it comes out, you know, like a production copy. So I know it's going to be quite some time, but I'm really already looking forward to that. Okay, moving on. Actually, let me just start deleting some of the games that I've already shown so I don't end up showing them again, because all right, the next game I will show is, let's go to this one, which is a huge one. So I covered Chamber of Wonders. Sorry, I keep on hitting my tripod thingy so it shakes. I covered Chamber of Wonders for its Kickstarter, and my deluxe edition finally arrived, and oh my god, it is huge. It is really huge. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna have to see if these fit into the box. Probably will. I just need to take them out of these boxes. But I had to assemble this wooden box, which is gigantic, as you can see. So I had to assemble this, and then I had to assemble all of the display cases that are inside of it. And oh my god, my like fingers and thumb were just really in bad shape afterwards. So it comes with a playmat, which is really big. Let me just show you the playmats. Okay, it's not that big. I thought it was much bigger for some reason. But yeah, the playmat is just like the board basically, but it's a playmat instead. Oh, what's this? Did that just fall out of this? Maybe it did. I don't know. Okay, so again, it comes with some different cards and expansions, which I haven't opened yet. You know, a rule book, an expansion rule book thingy. Then I'll show this to you. So I had to assemble all of these like wooden display cases, and the black ink like totally like rubbed off on all of my fingers. Everything was just black and just like really like sore from like punching out all of these wooden components from their wooden punch boards and then assembling them. And there was a lot of these to assemble, so that took quite some time. And then I had to assemble like these different like token boxes and stuff, and like these components are even wooden. Like this is the first game I have where I have like so many like different like wooden components. Like this is like really just super duper deluxeified. You know, I read some of the comments online where people are wondering or have said that this is a game that really is overproduced because it's not that like complex of a game and it doesn't really deserve like this kind of deluxeification. Maybe that's true, I don't know. I don't know if I can take out the cards box without removing these first. Let's see. So yeah, here's a big box. So again, assembled all of these boxes, and this one has some metal coins in it, which are cool. I guess I'll just show you the metal coins as well. So yeah, nice feeling coins. It's got a bunch of different cards. Let me just show you the different cards. Oh wait, actually I didn't open the cards, it seems. Oh, I'll just show you here. So yeah, some different cards, some wooden dice. So yeah, I guess those tokens that came out earlier do go with this. And then some meeples. Cool characters. And then the different buildings that you're going to be assembling. So, I mean, this one doesn't necessarily go with this, but you're going to be sticking in these into the bases, and these are the buildings that you're going to be visiting, because this is a worker placement game, so you're visiting different locations. I tried sticking these in, and it was really hard for me to do so, so I hope it's not really, really difficult each time I have to play the game, but I was having a lot of difficulty when I was trying to do that, just to see what it would look like. So we'll see. So yeah, so this arrived. So yeah, it's super duper gigantic. Let me just see if I can get this back in. I think this is one of those games that I'm never really going to take anywhere. Like if I ever want to play this, I'm going to insist that we play it at my house, because I'm definitely not going to want to carry something this gigantic anywhere. So I guess that is a downside to when you have a really big box. Yeah. So I wonder how many people actually backed this deluxe version. It's really, really big. Okay, let me just stick this tray back in. I'm almost done. Okay. So yeah, so you can see here what it looks like. So again, this whole section is just filled with these display trays. And then on top of that is where you can put the board and rule books and stuff. And all of these extra cards. Yeah. So yeah, I suppose I could make these fit if I took these things out, but I haven't done that yet, so. So that arrived, which I would like to play at some point in time because I really like the theme of it and everything. Okay, let's move on. So let's talk about Piorneer Rails. So Piorneer Rails is a game that is coming out on Kickstarter in April. It's a roll and write game, flip and write game from Jeffrey D. Allers and Matthew Dunstan, and it's being published by Dronda Games, the same publisher that published Solar Sphere, and the artwork is done by Javier Inkgolem, who I believe is the same artist who did Arborea, if I remember correctly. So I can just show you the different sheets that you are going to be marking. It looks different than Flip Town, but the cards seem quite similar. So like, I'll show you a deck of cards. They sent me 2 decks of cards. I don't know why, but, oh, actually, maybe this is different. Yeah, that's different. Okay, so it uses a regular deck of cards with different like Western, sorry, not South, Western themed artwork. Artwork is really cool though. Yeah, so it comes with a deck of cards like that, and then it comes with what looks like some different kinds of scoring cards here. So like here, it could be like for a solo mode or something, I don't know. Because I think it's for 1 to some players. Oh yeah, 1 to 80 players. I wonder why they stopped at 80 and didn't just go to 100. Curious. But yeah, and it also comes with a playmat. Not sure if it needs a playmat, but it comes with one. So yeah, so I'll be creating a 1-minute overview video for this game for its April launch. So yeah, so I really enjoyed Flip Town, so I wonder like if this has got some commonalities or if it's just the theme, but I think I'll enjoy it because I generally enjoy flip and writes and stuff. So that arrived. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about this one here. Actually, no, I'll just show Cosmic Frog. So Cosmic Frog was a deal of the day on some website. I don't know which one. Oh, this is from Bamboo, I think. I think that goes in Bamboo. No, where did this come from? No, it is Bamboo, I think. Oops. Okay, so Cosmic Frog was a deal of the day on Miniature Market, I think, and a friend of mine knew that I had wanted this game, but he actually ended up buying it, but decided he didn't want to keep it because apparently there's a lot of take that in this game, so I told him I'd buy it from him. So Cosmic Frog, World Eaters from Dimension Zero. So this also has a playmat. And it comes with a bunch of different frog miniatures. Sorry, just rolling this back up. So yeah, so here is the box, and it's got I think 6 different frog miniatures. I'll say that they aren't cute. They look like very muscular frogs. Maybe this one's kind of cute, but even he looks a little bit muscular. Yeah. And then it just comes with a bunch of different hexagon tiles. And it comes with some crystals and dice, and then some boards. And then cards. So here are there's some reference guides, and then some different frog cards. The frog artwork is really cool. So yeah, and then there's a bunch of cards which don't have much on them. I actually can't even tell which ones, I guess that's the back. But then the other side, it just literally just says action on it, action, action. So I don't really understand. So, but yeah, I haven't played this, so I don't know. But yeah, this is a new game as well. So I honestly don't know when I'm gonna even play all of these games. Maybe I'm just crazy for having so many games, because when am I gonna play all of these? Just too many games. Yeah. So, the back of the rule book, which is cool. Okay, yeah, I think I'll probably stop there. I'm just getting tired. So I still have a number of games to show, but I'll probably show those ones in the next video. Or maybe I'll just do one more small one, actually, because this one's small, so I'll just do one more small one. So there's a game I'm covering for its Kickstarter later this month, which is called Cursed Goblins. So that arrived. So here is the box. It's just a small little card game. So it just has a bunch of cards with some cute goblin artwork on it. So this is hitting Kickstarter later this month. And this is the rulebook. So yeah, this is my smallest recent acquisition. So yeah, so those are all the games that arrived or I acquired in some way or another. Let's move on. So updates. So this is not a board gaming update, but I recently finished reading this book called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And I recently binged 3 seasons of Mythic Quest on Apple TV. They both are quite similar. They're both about game designers, and I wonder if the author of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow took any inspiration from Mythic Quest, especially in one of the episodes, because that episode of Mythic Quest came out well before her book, a couple years before her book, so I wonder if she took inspiration from that. But reading the book, which I finished and really enjoyed, and I enjoyed the series a whole lot as well, and cannot wait for season 4 now, but it made me wish that I had become a game designer, a coder. But yeah, so I just highly recommend both if you are interested, if you enjoy the whole design process. I think you'll enjoy and you enjoy comedies like Community. I think you'll really enjoy Mythic Quest, so highly recommend it. So let's move on. So questions of the day. So I actually have 2 questions of the day. maybe I'll save one for next week actually. So one question of the day then. So I talked about Bamboo earlier, which I really enjoyed from Devira Games, and there are no cards in this game. So it's a board game, but with no cards. I want to know, what are some of your favorite board games that have no cards in them whatsoever? Unless it's just a player aid, so like just a player aid card, but otherwise no cards. Just curious what other games exist that have no cards in them that maybe are even in the top 100. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and until next time, bye.